진짜 괜찮네. 라이크 좋아. 좋아요. 야 이거는 내 거네. 이거 스노우앱에서 내 쓰라고 이걸 만들었네. 채팅창 폭동 일으키지 마. 봉준이는 애인을 극구하고 있어요. 우리 러머디 형님들 많은 분들 스노우앱 어플 깔아주셔서 지금 라이브 채팅에 도전해주세요. 앙앙 러머디? 러머디? 토끼 고양이 이러고 실시간으로 라이브야. 기능 굉장히 좋지 않냐 스노우앱? 괜찮은 것 같아. 오늘 스노우앱 때문에 배꼽 째겠다.
여러분 안녕하세요. 짬짜면 복짜면 복짜면 복탕 뭐 탕복밥 먹다가 고추 잡채, 소프트 크림, 쌍라기, 전가복, 유린기 이게 어디로 먹어야 될지 막 지금 막 눈알이 뒤집힙니다. 체지방이 쌓이기 전에 그리고 콜레스테롤이 쌓이기 전에 이렇게 먹으면서 관리를 하는 거죠. 메타그린과 함께 또 맛있는 먹방 또 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 안녕. 우리 여러분 건강해져요. 밥 먹으면서 안녕.
거의 게임 마스터. 무슨 게임을 하더라도 뭐 기본 이상.
네.
지금 그걸 연습할 때가 아닙니다. 그렇습니다. 이렇게 하는 거예요. 이겼나?
이겼나 이거?
추가 시간. 좋아. 자리야 킬. 나이스!
드디어! 소나님이랑 닮았다는 소리는 좀 듣는데
네네네.
LW팀 소개합니다. 저를 키우는 게 보통이 아니거든요. 파이팅! 나이스! 공 한번 쓰죠.
한 번 이겼어요.
나이스!
와! 이겼어. 야! 어디?
게임 방송에서도 할 의향이 있어요.
방패 정도는
우리 범 선수에 다시 한번 박수 치면서.
저 박수를 한번.
이거 산장 미팅이냐? 이게 뭐라 그러지? 긴장이 되죠? 느낌 왔어! 자, 들어가자! 지금이야! 마무리야!
오버워치
파이팅!
오호, 물로 지금 거의 뭐 수분을 그냥 갖다 들이붓는 것 같아요. 자, 바른 쪽과 안 바른 쪽입니다. 차에 보여드릴게요. 내가 발라봤는데 개편. 앞으로 그냥 나도 찍어 발라야 될 것 같아요. 잘 봐요. 자, 이렇게 깔끔하게 아래쪽만 다듬어도 선이 딱 살아있잖아요. 선 라인 자체가. 잠깐만. 이런 느낌이구나. 허허. 오늘 여러 가지 제품들 올리브영에서 제가 지금 제품을 받아서 사용을 해봤는데 굉장히 좋은 것 같아요. 올리브영 제품이 짱인 것 같습니다.
리스틱이나 이런 거 넣고 오잖아? 그러면 오늘 화장이 너무 떴네 이러면 이거 뭐 이렇다 맞아. 거의 그 생얼로 갖다가 풀메이크로 보고 나올 수가 있어. 거기는 미스트부터 뿌려야 돼. 갈게요. 짠! 뭔 색이 제일 이뻐요? 나 예뻐? 예뻐. 한 군데서 해결할 수 있으니까 올리브영 한 번씩 가보셔도 여러분 좋을 것 같아요. 올리브영을 통해 새로운 사람으로 태어난 것 같아요.
미소가 생기다. 화사함이 생기다. 건강한 하루가 생기다. pH 8.0과 풍부한 미네랄로 핑크빛 생기가 생기다. 아이시스 8.0. 이제 모두 핑크하세요.
답답할 때 마셔봐요 트로피카나. 상큼상큼 과일 듬뿍 스파클링.
리얼 프루트를 스파클링으로.
과즙이 톡톡 쏜다. 트로피카나 스파클링.
스타일? 상쾌하면 되는 거야. 상쾌함의 높이가 다르다. Stylish Sparkling Water 롯데 트레비.
봄꽃책에서 듣다. 있는 그대로 맑고 깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성 사이다.
(2016) Hot 6 GSL Season 2 Code S.
All right, sick. We're going to go into this match. I'm so excited to see who's going to win this. I think it's tomorrow, but dude, I could be wrong. Sue is pretty damn solid.
Yeah, like Sue is still one of the best Zergs in the world. He hasn't had like the greatest time lately, but not many Zergs have with this new patch. Maybe he can deal with everything a little bit better. Maybe he can really, stick it to Maru here. I don't know.
In a best of 3, anything could happen. Maru is just looking godlike. He's kicking ass in Pro League. He needs to win here today.
Yeah, he has to get out of this group. Like, him and SOS are likely not going to make it to BlizzCon. They need to kill in this GSL.
It's going to be very strange to not have SOS at BlizzCon.
He skips every other one.
It's going to be so weird, man.
But yeah, I mean, the absolute dream finals this season would be an SOS Maru finals where one of them wins this and the other one wins the cross finals. That would be
so cool.
The most epic thing that could possibly happen in the whole world. And then, of course, SOS wins BlizzCon.
That's all par for the course.
Yeah.
SOS winning a BlizzCon.
That's just kind of normal.
With some weird-ass builds that are totally abusive. All right, well, guys, Sue, I think this is a guy who needs little introduction, but I don't think he gets the credit he really deserves for how good he is.
Yeah.
Being 4 GSL finals.
In a row.
In a row. Tearing through his opponents to get there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it was like, it really looked like a mental thing by the end. Like, he lost the first one to Zest, if I recall correctly, and he actually should have won that series, but it seemed like he got overconfident at times and kind of threw it.
That's been one of his curses. He has been overconfident at times, especially you can tell that from his interviews. So we're going to start out on Dust Towers, next Frozen Temple, and if we do go to Game 3, it'll be on Frost.
Right, Dust Towers, our big macro map to start off here. This could be a fantastic match, Tasteless.
It really could be, Artie. I don't know. I think it's still going to be a 2-0 from Maru, maybe 2-1. What do you think?
I would expect Maru to take it, but I think that this could definitely be a 2-1 going either way. I want to see Sue return to form, to be honest. He's like one of my favorite players of all time.
Same for me.
If he's playing well, but when he's not, it's just kind of depressing.
Well, one thing about Sue is his play style is so solid, nothing really sticks out about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He does everything. He's just like really great.
Yeah, he's just really clean. Knows the macro, knows if he's going to be aggressive, he knows how to all in. Maru's got some of the best control in the game. His macro impeccable. Let's get ready for game number 1. Maru versus Sue. In the bottom right, in the blue,
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
in the upper left, in the red,
SK Telecom T1, Sue.
This is a great shot with the Overlord going past us.
Yeah, that's good. He's got a fashion band-aid.
Yeah.
Fashion band-aids are funny.
Well, this is the map that,
this is so
what is
funny.
going on in our studio?
Yeah, no,
okay, you guys can't see this at home. Oh,
6
years. Wow. Thank you, guys.
Welcome,
you
guys.
made it. You made it.
It's pretty awesome.
For just a second.
From Rhode Island. Oh, it's a small state. A small state. Very close to where I used to live.
That's right. You're from New Hampshire, man. Okay, so this is like something really weird that's funny that happened. You guys at home can't see it, but in our studio, we have cameras on the players, one to the right, one to the left. But for a second, somehow, some way, the cameras had the players in the two previous games there. Yeah,
and neither of them, both of them, like had their hands up near their faces. I'm like, are these guys like just not trying?
And I'm like, they're not even themselves.
Yeah.
So, as we always say on this map, it makes for some very long games. Doesn't have to be long, but just by the very nature and shape of the map, you can cut the middle off pretty easily. And it can be pretty tricky for either side to push through.
Yeah, I really have enjoyed a lot of the very late games that we've seen here where it does get cut in half and it becomes like you have to almost get creative and stuff to be able to kill your opponent. But
yeah.
I'm not sure how this one will go down. Normally Maru just starts to really pile on pressure, and if you slip once, he kills you. So we definitely could see that, but Sue, when he's playing his best games, he doesn't slip at all. The guy's got magnet boots on.
He's like so totally clean in his play.
Yeah. It's almost dirty how clean he is.
Yeah. Oh, Reaper barely gets away.
See, that was good defense. That was really strong. Maru very good at right-clicking that Reaper out of the base. Make him jump over a wall the Zerglings can't go down.
Oh my God!
Didn't expect that. Oh,
wow! Maru just bit a big sigh from Maru.
And then he laughed. He laughed and smiled. Guys, we're just gonna.
It's just a total hurricane of emotions here, Artosis.
We're just gonna cast what they're doing. I'm like, all right, Sue's looking at his screen. Looks like he just looked at his money. Okay, no, he's looking at the mini map
guys,
now.
Sue hasn't blinked in a while. I'm worried his eyes are dry.
Yeah. Maru looks like he's breathing slightly heavier than normal.
All right, well, he's going to be able to drive Su back off the map. I think that last Ling. Oh, look, he's going to sneak around. Okay. So he's going to keep pushing up here. And, yeah, okay, he's going to tuck that Ling away and go check for another base later on.
Yeah, I like that, you know, Overlord's speed is coming here, so we're going to have Su be able to scout everything out very, very easily. Maru just staying on these reactored Hellions is going into Banshee as well, so kind of like an old school style, but definitely still viable.
Okay, pressure's on up here. 2 Hellions now coming up. A little bit of a dilemma here for Zerg. He doesn't really have the muscle here to drive this off the map. Now, granted, Hellions are not really made to kill buildings, so this is going to take a long time.
Yeah. But, you know, even bruising it this much, definitely it can pay off later on. Well, and you're putting a clock on Zerg. You're making them make units. You're making them micro the queens down. Those queens could be doing things like pushing creep.
Well, he also
doing
can't.
injects.
Yeah, he can't get any more creep tumors down here.
Yeah.
In fact, he might have just overextended here. Is he going to get this queen?
Ooh, yeah,
no.
He's got to be very careful about that. He cannot be losing queens. Like, he could lose one maybe, but he's got to be super careful.
Oh, wow, he gets a really premium angle here so that those Lings can't get a good surround. So he's going to be able to take that out. That means he's going to have to wait another round before, Su will have to wait another round before he can potentially drive this back.
Yeah, this is heavy, heavy pressure right here. What health is that hatchery at, I wonder?
I'm not sure.
We're just not going to show it, guys.
Keep the suspense
It's
up.
only medium bleeding, so it's okay still.
He continues to poke up here. Obviously, you can't transfer drones in a moment like this. And now comes the Banshee, and this is actually a big problem. That's real damage right there.
Banshee is not screwing around. All right, well, the Queens definitely can start to do a good job against. Has a couple roaches too, so that's the end of that. But he did a lot of damage to that hatchery.
Now, will that be that impactful this game? I think probably not. I think the hatchery will start to heal up here, and I think things will go back to normal.
If that damage,
dude, hold up. There's going to be
he's
a
got a
Nidus
Roachhorn
network.
and a bunch of Queens already, I guess.
I think this is a great response by Su. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that Su has already been tilted a little bit here. He's already been thrown off just a little bit, and also Su doesn't really ever do this. Now, if you notice, now can he fit a Nidus in there?
Well, he can get one to the right. His Overlord is sitting right there, but no, I don't think he does anything with it.
I think the edge of the starport.
You think it sees it? You might be right, actually.
I think he actually can't hide it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is this going to be like a full all-in? Like, is he just... like, I think he'll try one in the main, but he might want to do something like just...
Here we go.
Stall out a little bit with it, you know, like slow down the third base, something like that.
Also, the placement here is absolutely perfect. I mean, for Terran, excuse me. He actually has these tanks in a really good spot. All right, he's out. He's on the loose. Let's see how much damage he can actually do here. Viking coming back. Looks like it barely is not gunned down there. Now, notice this. He's actually got this little bottleneck the Zerg will have to go through.
Yeah, he can't really do much there. That's really great building placement. And these siege tanks are poking everything. So will he all in onto these siege tanks is the question.
I think he has to. I think he's got to do it.
Okay, well,
he's going to mow down these SCVs. Already a dozen taken out.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage already to those SCVs. The siege tank right now still alive. The 3 of these dealing huge amounts of damage.
Wow. Okay, he gets it. Now there's more roaches still coming in here. He's got 10 more making, by the way. I think he's overextending just slightly here.
Yeah, I think this is the end of the attack. With the bunker up with 2 siege tanks still there, I think you have to actually run. Yeah, okay, and look, he's got a creep tumor there, which is really, really annoying. I don't think he can... Like, if he just makes units from here, he should be safe against an attack, despite the fact that Maru has 1-1 in stim. Right? Because he's got like 2 siege tanks, a Liberator, 1-1 stim. I mean, he's got good stuff, but I think Su can try to play a game out of here. You know, he killed 25 SCVs. That's a lot of SCVs.
Yeah, it's not going to be the easiest game he's played, but he can definitely do it, I think.
Yeah.
But you can see Su's actually itching to try to get in somewhere with some kind of a, opening here and maybe punish the Terran, but I just don't think Maru's going to be cracked. By the way, we almost never see Terrans with a placement like that with tanks in the main. It almost seems like Maru's experienced people doing Nidus all-ins after that. Also, if you notice, unlike Tasia, for instance, in the game where he was Nidus rushed, I think there was literally no part in the entire base of Maru that did not have enough vision to spot a Nidus.
I believe you're right about that.
Which actually is a real testament to how good Maru is in the sense that he has every building exactly in the right spot.
And another
There's
funny
nothing
part of that
random
is
about this.
he didn't actually see it despite and part of that is because it was like sitting right behind his mineral line.
Right.
Because he could have set up in such a way that you don't even send anything out of the Nidus because you know it's not going to work. But like it was in such a obvious place, like a place you don't even really glance at. So kind of smart there by Su, who by the way is really pushing that creep right now.
Well, Maru's interested in cutting him off before he can get this 4th base up here. Now, there's a chance this could really work. There are some Ravengers here. Let's see if this actually works out. Nice placement.
He's
okay,
going to be able
just
to
going to go
cancel
for it. Yeah,
that's an easy cancel. And this is a little bit rough for Su. You know, he really invested a lot into that Nidus push, so he's behind on upgrades right now. He had no chance to really hold on to that 4th base, and Maru hit that timing perfectly. So now they're sitting 3 base versus 3 base, and Maru's economy is easily on par with Su's.
And he's actually not stopping, which I think is pretty cool. He's continuing to push forward here. Look at this. He's going to get literally every single creep. Well, maybe not one, but almost every single creep underneath that. Now, is this going to be an overextension? Whoa, that was an overextension. Yes, that answered my own question right there.
He's trying to harass a little bit with these tank evacs right now. But 1-1 has finished up. We actually have Corruptors on the way, which is kind of neat.
We don't have any rallies at all, if you notice.
For Maru? Yeah, he's got a very small army over here.
He's got to be careful because he can be killed if he has to run back home from this.
Yeah, he's kind of got like a Siege Shank and a Liberator there to run back to, but I'm a little bit nervous because I mean, that's a good chunk of army. He doesn't want to lose that. If that chunk of army got completely slammed, that would be really bad news
It looks
for him.
like what he does, he keeps some of that rally back in case there's another Nidus that's made to try to counter him. And then when he sees, okay, there really is no Nidus, I'm really pressing him hard, he sends the reinforcements here. But are these reinforcements going to be too late?
Well, he pushes him back. That's a really good setup with the Liberator and with the Siege Tank. Doesn't want to overcommit into that.
God, Maru really plays perfectly, man.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I mean, it is really a beautiful thing to watch.
Su is playing a good game, though, I want to say. You know, he's got Corruptors out right now to kind of help against us. He's got those 1-1 upgrades. It's even upgrades at the moment. He's got a lot of Ravagers. He is making some Banelings here.
Okay, he is just on the cusp of taking out the 4th base for the 2nd time in this game. There are Banelings being made, but I think the spread might actually be too good.
He's got to kill this off right now. He has to bust through, and Maru's starting to microback heavily here, picking up those tanks with the Medivacs. Corruptor's actually going to work, though.
You know what? He didn't quite do it. And look at this. The tank juggling is so sick. He's going to dive up here. He's going to secure a good position. Oh, maybe he actually overextended here.
Su turns right back around onto him. Very nice move there by Su, who, by the way, is making a ton of Zerglings right now. He's about to have 1-2 upgrades on the Zerglings and, of course, a +1 ranged on the Roaches and Ravagers. Su might just hold on.
Su is bending reality right now by actually holding off a push that's this impressive. Now he's going to go try to control this gully over here. You got to be careful because Corrosive Vials are quite strong and push the Terran back in that position. And there are more reinforcements coming up here for Terran, but again, when Zerg is getting this close, he's almost maxing out. You can end up just losing your army, and then Zerg can take a 5th base like really easily.
Oh yeah, if he loses this whole army, then Su has complete control of the game.
Okay.
And look, he's got a lot of great upgrades.
This is the play right here.
Ooh,
because once he takes the spot, Terran has a very hard time actually getting out, but Zerg's gonna have a near impossible time actually getting in here.
Now that's a dirty place to try to attack up into, but he's almost got his Baneling speed done, a lot more Lings on the way. Looks like he should be losing that hatchery, but oh my god, is that a big drop? This is going to be a base trade. Of course, those are going to favor Terran, though.
He's gonna go ahead and hit this command center. He's gonna have to cancel that. He needs to actually go back up into his main, pull everything in there. Meanwhile, a huge drop over here in the main. He left that one tank back there to try to hit that hatchery. We see that happening over here. He's gonna come back and try to reinforce the position over here with this drop. No, he's not. Excuse me.
Oh my god. And yeah, Maru just trying to run out of here, but these Corruptors are on top of those Medivacs. They're gonna boost and try to unload somewhere the Zerglings can't get them. But
okay,
hey, that's like a trapped army over there.
Yeah, it's stuck on that island now. Meanwhile, Su sending some of his armies southbound to try to engage Maru. It does seem like Maru should have enough now to hold that off. Now, he did not actually get that hatchery. That's the 2nd time Su, hanging on by a thread, actually keeps the hatchery alive there.
Yeah, like I don't know if he's going to be able to get it either, because at this point we have a maxed out Su, and yeah, Maru's about to be maxed as well. But Su is getting a really big bank at the moment. He's got a very strong army, and here he goes. He's actually attacking in.
Okay, he's coming in now. The Banelings are wiped out, and that's usually when Zerg has to turn around. They deal most of their damage when the Terran is trying to control against the Banelings.
Dude, I love what I'm seeing from Su here. I think he's playing really well. These are great retreating corrosive vials, and the second that all of his units for tanking were dead, he turned the Ravagers around, which is sometimes you see even really great pro Zergs screw that up and attacking with just Ravagers, but he's keeping those higher tech units alive, backing up here, continuing to upgrade his Zerglings, but we do have Maru going right up into 3-3, about to have that +3 attack.
Okay, we got a lot more Banelings coming up here. Terran scans and wisely backs up. This would be a very unforgiving moment in the game. And more scans are going down here from Maru, trying to survey exactly how many more minerals are remaining at the early set bases. I think Maru is actually doing this the right way. He's staying back. He's just going to keep expanding. Now, Su may be a little bit hungry for an attack here. He's like right at that sweet spot. He's getting just enough Banelings here that Terran might not be able to hold this. We're going to have to see. Here we go now.
That is a big Zerg army coming in. We have the Corruptors up top as well. Let's not forget dealing a lot of damage to these Medivacs, starting to pick them off. The Banelings rolling in as he's throwing down these corrosive vials, but he's going to have to back up. I don't think this is quite enough.
Problem is, if he tries to back up, these Ravagers can actually get stutter step microed against.
Actually, yeah.
Maybe he won't even back up at all.
Yeah,
I guess he's right. You know, I'm so used to when we just have Ravagers. I'm like, well, that's it. Now,
I just don't want to see Ravagers ever try to take anything on, but right now they are trying. Su's doing a great job right now.
Okay. Now, again, okay, some more links do come in here. That's the kind of stuff he needs to tank in the very front of that. These corrosive vials are going to connect on that command center, and the Corruptors are actually going to be able to take it out quite possibly.
Yeah, even throwing on corrosive vials to mess with it as well, and he's almost got it. Yeah, they do take it down.
Oh my God,
Maru's
is he going
in
to break
so
him?
much trouble right now.
Well, I mean, this is Su we're talking about here. This guy's been in 4 GSL Codes finals.
Yeah.
I guess there's really nobody he can't beat or can't hold his own against.
Yeah, he's playing like a very, very strong game. Yeah, he got 25 SCVs early on, but was like kind of stuck on weird tech with less upgrades. And the upgrade thing is kind of biting him in the ass right now as well. Maru does have 3-3, but Su is playing very, very well. And in fact, coming over after this planetary, he's using the Corruptors as well. Those are going to start dealing a lot of damage in just a second, but units coming up do chase him away.
Okay, so he's beginning to chase him out. These Banelings may be able to cause another threat, though, over here. Again, great job with those corrosive vials.
This is a great game.
This has been a
great game. Guys,
because
please go spread the word that like Su is playing out of his mind and really pushing Maru to the edge.
I was a little bit worried it would be lackluster, like it would look like a good match on paper, and then when the two players actually started to fight, Maru would just dominate. But I mean, Su, despite a lot of bumpy moments in this game, is definitely holding his own here against Maru.
Yeah, it's really well done. Look how many hatcheries he's making right now. His creep spread is starting to look very fantastic. His hive is about to finish as well, so he can get up into some of this higher tech, whereas Maru is stuck here on 3 command centers, just trying to hold on.
All right, he's going to come in here now. Can Maru hang on?
I don't know about that. A lot of Lings and Banes flooding through right now. These Corruptors getting a lot of value as well as the Ravagers push from behind, and that is just about that, Taste. I don't think that Maru can come back from here.
Yeah, he's continuing to drive back these Marines. Right now, the 2 bases Maru's acquired are no longer secure. And in fact, these bandits can come in here. Nicely done, starting to connect with those SCVs. The SCVs still unable to escape from this position. Looks like he wanted to try to sneak him out for a second. I think that's actually game, man.
Yeah, he's lost way too much here. And like, Maru might be able to like force Su to back up again, but that doesn't mean he has any chance. GG!
Wow.
That was so well done.
So cool.
Dude, I gotta say, I really love the addition of Corruptors. A lot of people try to go just straight into Infestors with Roach Ravager, but instead, Su grabs like, what was it, like 6 Corruptors or so?
Yeah.
Those gained him insane value the entire game. They were picking off Medivacs. They were pressuring Maru at every turn.
It's pretty genius, actually. I mean, when you think about it, the Medivacs can no longer do their juggling of the tanks.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Liberators become a lot worse.
Yeah, Liberators don't really do anything. It's super smart. Now, I'm not going to lie. There were periods in that game where, like, I was actually in denial because it's Maru. I'm like, no, he's going to be fine. And then I'm like, no, actually, that's 15 Ravagers hitting like 6 Marauders. He's not fine. But Yeah, Sue really pushed it back. Sue, guys, just needs to win one more game, and he's moving on to the winner's match, making a big upset against Maru.
That would be a really big deal. And we can talk more about that if that occurs. But here we go. Frozen Temple, game number 2.
In the bottom right, in the blue, our Terran player.
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
In the upper right, in the red, our Zerg player.
SK Telecom T1, Sue.
Artosis.
Yes.
There's a chance Maru will not get to do the interview with Yuri.
There is a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a real chance.
He promised us that he would do a better interview this time if he won, guys. Because he normally gives one-word answers.
Yeah. Ragnarok is a good player. Sue is a good player. ZVZ,
Sure.
we don't know what happens there, so it could even be Sue again that you would hit. Tasia is actually very good at TPT, just to throw that out there. I don't think he's as good as Maru, but you never know.
Okay, here comes the hatchery now. Zerg went for a gas and pull first.
Yeah, into the hatchery.
Yep.
There's Maru over here.
By the way, guys, we actually are casting Brood War
on Sunday. 7 p.m. That's 30 minutes after normal GSL start time. Make sure that you guys check that out. It's going to be so awesome. Brood War is StarCraft 1, guys. It is the precursor to everything that you're watching here tonight.
It's where the big bang of esports occurred.
Yeah, it literally doesn't matter if you've never seen one game. We will hold your hand and walk you through it.
You can be blind. You can still tune in. You can still tune in.
and
You're
Artie
having a good
Mick have
time.
played a few games of Brood War, guys. So like, don't even worry about it.
We got you guys covered. So come down here. The commentary, like we said, we'll be doing it, and we got a whole season of that. And that is the tournament is the ASL, correct?
That's right.
That's what we're calling it, right?
Yeah.
I almost said the ACT, and then I'm like, no, that's a college test. I should probably know the name of the tournament I'm casting. Yeah, it's going to be the ASL. It's going to be SAT. Yeah.
We're casting
Well, the
StarCraft
SAT.
1 spelling bee, guys.
Most people, when they play StarCraft 1, they get an 800. So, yep, let people know. Tune in. And that is at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Korean
that starts
Standard
at
Time.
7 p.m. KST. Yeah, that's going to be just great.
It is. So, we got 14 Lings in a Baneling's Nest and Ling Speed coming up here.
This is a cool...
Artie,
he might just kill him. He could just kill him here. Like, Maru might just go to the loser match. He won't have any say over it either. We'll see here.
Well, this is actually pretty smart.
If the first two Hellions get caught, he's basically dead, right?
Well, he's actually going to be able to possibly ambush him. Now, this is... Oh.
Okay, it's only 4 Speedlings, so it doesn't give that much of a tell yet.
No, he needs to back up. That was actually a good retreat. I can't believe he had the balls to just make that right there.
Yeah.
I guess he just has that instinct to know he wasn't going to be pursued.
Yeah. Okay, these are going across the map. That does not bode well.
He's actually got Lings going over the upper right as well.
Oh,
he's making sure that he's completely...
okay, he's actually checking for something like this right now.
Uh-oh. Now, this is not good. You cannot afford to have these Banelings hit.
That's good, Mike, right there. He's bringing home everything else as well.
Oh, here we
coming
go!
In for the flank, though. And he's going to hold it back for the time being. The Baneling's going up the ramp. He definitely gets those depots.
Oh.
All right, surround on these Hellions, and a bunch of Hellions dying already. Maru might be getting knocked out in a second
Maru
here.
totally taxed right now, having to micro in so many different locations at once. The Lings are right now inside the main.
Oh, man. The SCV count is still pretty high. Hasn't killed that much.
Depot? Yeah, he did break the depot. Okay, that Banshee is very important.
Yeah, it's dealing a lot of damage. She's only lost 5 SCVs still, but the number can go up. Wow, this is a good, strong hold so far.
Okay, he holds that. We got like super hype about that. Then the Banshee came out, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
yeah, no, it was a very good hold. Like a lot of Lings chased down those Hellions, and yeah, they got them, but that stopped a lot of the damage that was happening.
Yeah, I think with the Hellions coming out 2 at a time, and the Banshee just in this game, I think that's basically the beginning of the end.
Yeah, he's not really going to be able to do anything. Look, he's making drones at home. This isn't enough damage for what he's put into this. He killed 5 SCVs, and he's still 5 down in workers against Terran.
Against a guy that has mules.
Yeah, and better tech. Like,
so
couldn't really be too much worse for Sue here.
I gotta say, a lesser Terran would have lost right there.
Yeah, totally. Like, just sending those 2 Hellions down just to double check, that was such an important moment. Like, he saw that, he was able to turn everything around, and every second really matters when you're playing against something like that.
That's so hard to do, too, because you got to make sure that you actually have your eyes on the your SCVs, but you can't lose those Hellions in the middle of the map, too.
Yeah,
and
you
actually
have to make
for
it
Sue,
all live.
Sue, it's a little bit easier because he just has his army A-moved on those Hellions.
Yeah. He kind of gets to choose what to micro a little bit more. Maru has to micro everything really well. But anyways, the damage was not enough, and now a Cloaked Banshee is here, and GG.
Wow, okay, he just quits. He just gives up. He says, I do not want to play a long game here. I'm already so behind. My all-in didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going to save my energy. You know, he's got a long night ahead of him. Maru ekes out that win. Nicely done there. We are going to be going. Yeah, we're going to be going into game number 3 now.
Oh, by the way, you know those like wrist things, those like tennis wrist things that everyone is starting to wear in StarCraft? I actually bought some to test them out to see if it felt any different. I think that they're good. I think it's actually something people should do because your wrists do rest on the table a lot. I definitely felt a little bit of a difference in comfort.
Now, are you having any wrist pains lately?
No,
I'm actually getting some crazy pains in my.
That's bad.
My right arm. Yeah, I've actually had to reduce.
I'll send you some stretches.
My computer time.
There's like a lot of computer stretches that you need to check out.
Yeah, maybe I should get one of those things. What is the brace they're wearing sometimes though? We've seen that as well.
That's for wrist protection. Like you can buy those at like a pharmacy and stuff.
What do you think's better, the tennis one or the wrist one?
Well, if you have a real, I don't know. You'd have to ask your doctor, I guess.
All right, guys, we're going into game number 3, Maru versus Sue. The winner goes on to the winners match and is that much closer to moving on to the round of 16.
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
What if we just troll the audience and call him Maru, the whole time? Maru. Like Peru with an M. People on the internet are like, shut up, you're doing it wrong.
SK Telecom T1, Sue.
We could call him Zoo.
We call him So.
So.
His name's Sue, not So. We call him So Zero, it's even worse.
So Zero.
I'm like, well, how do you know that's an O and not a 0? I don't know. You don't know what font this is.
Or we could be like the salmon nerds and be like $00.
Oh, God. We will not do that.
We definitely will not do that.
Okay. So, both players are hugging the left side of the map. This is a position I would much prefer to be Terran as than the Zerg. Zerg does not have a convenient 4th base. If you look on the map, so we already see Zerg taking the 2nd, where this Overlord is flying over at the top. I don't know. I wonder if the observer's going to click on it, but you guys probably see it. The other base in the upper left in the corner, that's the 3rd base Zerg takes. Then the 4th gets a little bit weird. So you can go to the upper right, but that's actually a pretty big distance, and it's pretty droppable, and it's also pretty pushable for Terran.
Yeah.
And the other 4th base, it would be easier for Zerg to take, but nearly impossible to hold would be the 4th base, the other closest base out of the first.
Yeah. You're gonna have to play like a very powerful version of Zerg as you're taking your 4th base and like stomp whatever comes in immediately and gain map control off of that. That's like going to be a very important thing for Sue to do here, unless he tries to end it early, which is always a possibility. But I don't think that's going to be what he goes for. Like, I think he will, played that macro game and did a pretty good job of it. I guess he opened with a cheese in that game, but still.
So, because of the dilemma that Zerg inherently is going to face on this map, occasionally Zergs do play around it, like all-in and stuff. Then again, sometimes Terrans kind of expect that, which makes the all-in a little bit weaker. So, it can be a little bit tricky here.
That was a good Reaper, by the way. 2 Zerglin kills. Don't see that every day.
No, it's much less common, especially at this level. Usually what happens is they both play perfectly. That's kind of been the thing with the Reaper in this game since the beginning it came out, is that they started out with being hugely abusive and getting, Terrans a lead, and then they've kind of turned into this thing where they both just micro exactly as they should.
Yeah.
Nothing really comes of it.
It's kind of a cool unit, though, because even though probably Mario went into this thinking I will get 0 kills with this, but it's still worth making. You get to scout, you get to put pressure on, you get to give them the micro test. You know, those are all cool things. I like micro tests sometimes, where it's just like this competency thing in StarCraft, where you're like, okay, I'm going to go for this, and we'll just see if you are.
Okay, he's
really,
actually
really
going to try to kill this thing, and he's going to get it.
Yeah, nice playing.
Nicely done. We don't actually see that almost ever.
Yeah.
Where they actually send queens off creep. And the reason why we don't see that often is if Terran sees it at all coming, then they just get away, and you wasted some of your time.
But third base on the way, Roachhorn as well. And nothing too out of the ordinary so far here. It's not a Hellion Banshee build, so definitely keep that in mind. It is instead that type of build that we've seen a lot from Terrans in the past few weeks. You know, going for a very quick stim, couple medevacs right, like as quickly as you can really get them with an expansion, and that's going to allow them to put on a lot of pressure. This is a very strong build, but Sue already with that Roachhorn coming up, so.
Yeah, getting that Evo chamber as well. A lot of Terrans don't push right away on this map. They'll just take it easy and kind of wait for the Zerg to take the fourth and then put the pressure on, but
he'll definitely be going with the first two medevacs.
Oh, no, for sure he will. But I was just saying, like, they don't have to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with this build specifically, especially with Stim about to finish here, looks like that's what he's going to do.
All right, so how does Sue do against this? This is like a very important moment in this game. I love this, by the way. This is going to, like, look exactly
cool.
when he's hitting, too.
It's actually so well timed out because there's not going to be much of anything there. Because Terran, there's a chance Terran can be dropping.
Yeah, and that's like exactly what you want. If he's microing his attack against you, either he's going to miss micro that, or he's going to lose things to the Ling drop. So pretty cool. Where are those medevacs right now?
Are they actually? They're actually up here. Okay.
Has a Widow Mine there as well. Very dangerous stuff. But with the Roaches, I think he'll be all right.
He's coming in now. Can he bait him into that Widow Mine?
Ooh, just barely not.
He can go to that high ground. I guess he also has the option to drop there. And we have the Ling drop now happening over here inside the Terran's main.
All right, that's really, really cool. Maru does drop onto this high ground. Look at that Queen just picking off this medevac. It almost goes down. You can really see that Queen range helping out there in this defense.
Okay, he's dropping. Once again, though. Oh, good connection. 8 drones down.
Wow. I think he got a larva, too. That was awesome. All right, he is dropping up on this high ground as well.
We've had 10 drones kills, and Terran really hasn't suffered any losses at all. Kind of crazy stuff, Artosis.
Yeah, oh man, these Widow Mines. Got to really watch out for that. But it's good so far from Maru. He's about to have that +1 attack. Combat shields are about to finish. He is all over the place. These Widow Mines are just not being dealt with whatsoever.
Wow, gets another drone over here. We're down to a dozen kills. And keep in mind, there is going to be a follow-up push eventually from Terran here with this. I mean, this is what you want to do, is you kill off the workers. They have to remake the workers while you're still making your army, and then you push out, and you just have more stuff than they do.
You definitely hurt him with this. That's a little bit rough for Sue. Where does Sue go from here? Because Maru is just really powering up with his army. He's got great production going right now, and you know he's slowed Sue down, which is what he meant to do.
I don't know if there's much in the Terran's base at all right now, so this Ling drop might actually be pretty handy. He's going to unload right over here on top of these SCVs. But still, Maru's been pretty elusive. It's kind of hard to track him down and take him out. Now, normally, we don't see a Ling drop ever. Is he going to get this? Oh, my God, he does. I was going to say, normally we don't ever see a Ling drop where they drop Lings and then do some damage and pick up and get out like it's a medevac. So that was kind of cute to see Sue actually pulling that off. That's actually pretty difficult to do.
Oh, a big stim in right now. He has quite a few Marauders in this army. The Crucibles come down, do miss, of course, and Maru continues to stim forward here, picking off all the expensive units.
Beast mode here. Did he just break him?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
that's going to be it. Like, that's
the game.
Too much damage. 20 drones dead, plus most
How
of the army.
often do you see a Terran? He like looks at his Zerg army, and he's just like, no! And just runs in and starts killing everything like it's a Rambo movie.
Now, Sue might actually end up like holding this push and not leaving the game, but yeah, he's in a very tough spot. Let's just remember though, Maru doesn't have a third command center.
That's true. He's committing on 2 bases.
If you can like hold on for a very long time, you can start to come back as Sue, but it's looking not too likely at the moment.
This Maru guy is pretty good.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. I think that, you know, it's in one of those games where the Terran like just never, the Zerg just never quite gets enough roaches.
Yeah.
They're just never with that critical mass, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy game here. Maru really proving himself in this match. That's going to be it. GG.
All right, Maru winning that match against Su. He really needed that victory, Tasteless.
That was sick. Okay, cool. We're going to have another great TVC coming up here as well for the winners match. Maru versus Ragnarok.
Yeah, Maru versus Ragnarok. We'll see what Ragnarok has planned for Maru. I think it will look different from the Tasia games.
It might be a different Nidus Rush. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see if Maru once again has vision of the entire inside of his base.
But yeah, this was a really good play by Su, I have to say, overall. I think he played a very nice series, good strategies and all that. So still kind of expecting him to get out of this group, but you never know.
Although I got to say, Su looking very solid. I think he still has a very good shot. Moving on. We are going to go to a short break. When we come back, the winners match, and see who survives first and goes on to the round of 16 in this GSL Code S. Stay tuned.
깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성 사이다.
짬뽕이네. 와, 맛있는 거. 근데 어디서 시킨 거예요? 그거 시킨 거 아닌데. 어떻게 볶음 진짬뽕인데? 어떻게 볶음 진짬뽕. 볶음 뜬 짬뽕. 볶음 뜬 짬뽕. 와, 정말로 화끈하네. 볶음 진짬뽕 외에는 절대 현혹되지 마소.
거의 뭐 신개념 리액션 아닙니까? 변신! 아닌데, 야, 팔이 이렇게 고정되어 있잖아, 이거. 아하! 그래! 이게 어플 되는 게 스노우앱만 가능해요. 이거 히트 치겠다. 여기가 바로 나의 주제! 온다! 야!
오늘은 바베큐 장난 아니야. 항정살, 오겹살, 야, 어머 웬열. 진짜 맛있어요. 오겹살, 항정살, 쌈장 딱 해가지고 웬만하면 참으려고 했는데 메타그린이랑 같이 있으니까 먹어도 됩니다. 밥이다. 오늘의 주인공 파우치는 세정, 메타그린과 함께 다음 주에 붓기 쫙 빠진 저희 모습도 기대해 주시고요. 안녕.
거의 게임 마스터. 무슨 게임을 하더라도 뭐 기본 이상.
네.
지금 그걸 연습할 때가 아닙니다. 그렇습니다. 이렇게 하는 거예요. 이겼나?
이겼나 이거?
추가 시간. 좋아. 자리야 킬. 나이스.
드디어! 소나님이랑 닮았다는 소리는 좀 듣는데
네네네.
LW팀 소개합니다. 저를 키우는 게 보통이 아니거든요. 파이팅! 나이스! 공 한번 쓰죠.
한 번 이겼어요.
나이스!
와! 이겼어. 야! 어디?
개인 방송에서도 할 의향이 있어요.
방패 정도는
우리 범 선수에 다시 한번 박수 치면서.
저 박수를 한번.
이거 선장 미팅이냐? 이게 뭐라고 이렇게 긴장이 되죠? 느낌 왔어! 자, 들어가자. 지금이야! 마무리야!
오버워치
파이팅!
우리 올리브 영에서 드디어 루이조를 변화시키기 위해 우리 아프리카와 함께 루이조 변화시키기 대장정이 들어갔어요. 이게 스타일 옴브 제품입니다. 빠밤빰빰. 피부 밝아지는 것 같은데? 와, 이름이 올리브영 클라스구나. 라마띠. 와우! 영국 스타일. 근데 멋있네. 나가면 번호 따일 것 같은데? 여기서 마무리할게요. 우리 제품은 올리브영 제품이었습니다.
올리브영 플러스 유소나 예뻐져라 뷰티 방송. 홈쇼핑 아닙니다. 첫 뷰티 방송 시작하겠습니다. 달콤한 꽃에 겹겹이 둘러싸인 듯. 아, 여러분, 이 모든 제품들은 올리브영에서 살 수 있습니다. 새로운 네일 아트로 사랑을 표현할게요. 감사합니다. 고맙습니다. 세상에.
미소가 생기다. 화사함이 생기다. 건강한 하루가 생기다. pH 8.0과 풍부한 미네랄로 핑크빛 생기가 생기다. 아이시스 8.0. 이제 모두 핑크하세요.
답답할 때 마셔봐요 트로피카나. 상큼상큼 과일 듬뿍 스파클링.
리얼 프루트를 스파클링으로
과즙이 톡톡 쏜다. 트로피카나 스파클링.
스타일? 상쾌하면 되는 거야. 상쾌함의 높이가 다르다.
Stylish Sparkling Water 롯데 트래비.
봄꽃책에서 듣다. 있는 그대로 맑고 깨끗하게 피어나라고 겨울을 이겨낸 봄꽃이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
(2016) Hot 6 GSL Season 2 Code S.
Welcome back. It is time to find out who will be the first survivor of tonight's GSL Code S.
Will it be Ragnarok or will it be Maru?
I think everybody would agree it probably will be Maru, but Maru's already shown that he is defeatable.
Yeah.
He is a man and no more.
He definitely is. He's on track to the best interview of his life with Gyuri.
That's right. He knows he wants to have that really good interview with Gyuri, which he's promised us will not be completely boring.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe because if there was a Code S of bad interviews, Maru would be the 3-time champion.
Yeah.
So we're going to see.
That'd be the one way for him to win Code S finally.
Yeah, that's true. So we're going to see. He's already going over his answers in his head for the Gyuri interview.
Well,
he's already
going up against Ragnarok.
He's probably got a joke or two set up in there.
You think so?
Hoping he's got, a few puns that he can really show his. He's got a sense of humor as well.
I'm almost more excited to see what his interview will be than to watch this match, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Ragnarok is a good player, but I would definitely expect Maru to be able to beat him down here. Su did catch him off guard a little bit, but Maru has like a lot of cool things built into his build. Like he saw those lings come from the south. He's like, let me send out Hellions 3 and 4 to go check on that. And like that was a great hold because of that. And that was like a very hard situation to hold on during.
What I'm wondering about in this game is what tools does Ragnarok have at his disposal that Su wouldn't?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you could see in each of those 3 games, Su really has all the areas of Zerk covered. I think Ragnarok's a great player, but I think we can all agree he's just not as developed or as advanced as Su is.
Yeah, I would totally
And so I just don't know how on earth you would beat Maru in a best of 3.
It's a tough one, no doubt about that. Dusk Towers, Rakshir, Frozen Temple. Frost was eliminated by Ragnarok. I actually like that. I like that quite a bit. Rakshir can be tough too, but it's like a less played map. But we saw what Maru did. That was the one map that really wasn't close, right? There was it never felt like there was a point where Su could win that. So kind of a cool ban there by Ragnarok after watching what Maru likes to do.
Sure, yeah. We're going to start this off on Dusk Towers. I wonder, is there some kind of crazy strat Ragnarok to pull up? Because I think in a straight-up game, I don't expect Ragnarok to ever beat Maru. I think Maru just pushes too well. Yeah. He's too good. At the same time, if Ragnarok does something sneaky, wouldn't it just always be Nidus? Do we ever even see him go for Baneling Bus? I can't really remember a game where he's done that, right?
He's pretty much a one-nightest wonder as far as cheese goes.
Sometimes a two-nightest wonder as well. All right, guys, this is the winner's match where we see who survives to the round of 16 in the GSL Codex. In the upper left in the blue, our Terran player.
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
Ooh, Maru cooking up some strats.
That is a cool picture. I don't
What is
quite
that,
understand
I think it's a
why,
dead Ultralisk over there. So that one's definitely not vegan.
CJ Entis, Ragnarok.
And then I didn't get to see what was on the other plate.
You notice how Maru has 1 V and Ragnarok has 2 Vs? Little picture.
This is foreshadowing. Will Ragnarok win 2-1?
Could be.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 Vs are actually a W, Tasteless.
Ooh.
You ever think of that? Learn the alphabet, bro. Did you even sing your alphabet 1 time today?
No.
I did.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
It's like sick bragger, Toasts.
You and your humble brags on camera, man. Well, let's... I guess, you know, it's interesting because Ragnarok can actually still get out of this group, for sure, even if he loses. But ideally, you would want to just do whatever you have to do and win here because there is a chance that you face off against Tasia again. He's another Terran who's also watching this.
Yeah. By the way, I want to point something out. There's something a little bit different here with Ragnarok, and I do believe he did it against Tasia as well. Yeah, he did do it against Tasia as well. He takes the front base first. Now, this is 2 different things. One, it can hide the fact that you're doing a 2-base all-in, which is what he did against Tasia.
True.
But number 2 is we saw Maru already on this map go for a Hellion pressure into Banshee. And with the first hatchery going on the low ground, you'll actually have the creep there so your queens can micro much more effectively. So for both those reasons, I think that this is a really smart move by Ragnarok.
I couldn't agree more. I want to highlight something you said back there, too, because you said you can hide a 2-base all-in.
Yeah, because they just don't see the third hatch, guys.
They just don't know about the third hatchery in the back, if you took it or not. If you take the hatchery in the back first, it's really easy for Terran to check up on you and see if you're 2-basing or 3-basing. So even though in a lot of ways this is a great macro build, if Zerg chooses to go that route because you can take that third hatchery in the back very easily, it's also great because you can mask what you're actually doing.
Yeah. It's very cool stuff, but Maru is switching up his strategy anyways. He's not using the same thing using against Su. Instead, he's using the Frost build that he used against Su, where he's going for the quick stim, he's going for the 2 medevacs, and some very early pressure with those 2 medevacs. So I definitely like what we're seeing here, and Ragnarok's going for Overlord speed. Like, I mean, these guys are just kind of like counterplaying each other slightly based on what they each saw from each other already, if that makes sense.
We got Stim starting up now. Zerg continuing to drone up. Medevacs are still a ways away here. And we still do not have that third base here for Zerg.
Yeah, I think
there it is. Yeah. There it is. Okay.
Looked like he probably would, as he was getting both those speeds
I thought for a second we were actually at that point where it's like, well, you didn't get it now. So maybe he's up to some shenanigans. We got the Overlord scouting in here. And he does see the timing of where the starport's at, so he should have a good idea. Yeah. Ragnarok should have a good idea of when drops could potentially come, which is actually probably one of the more important things to do is to figure out when you go in there, if and when this is coming.
It's a pretty common Terran build, so as soon as he sees it, he's going to know exactly when and how hard it's going to hit. And to be honest, everything Ragnarok has done so far this game has been completely safe. Like, I think it was smart to take that front base, and he's gone into both of the speeds, Overlord and Zergling, to make sure that he has all sorts of scouting and early defense. He made his Roach Warren nice and early. Like, everything's lined up. I don't think he's going to take any damage from Maru. I don't think Maru's going to get anything done. I think so far, Ragnarok is playing very, very well.
And you can see this really clean build here from Maru. Got the 2 medevacs, headed out. He's headed southbound now towards Ragnarok's side of the map. But Ragnarok, as you were saying, Artos, is basically prepared. He's got spores in really good position.
So smart. Like, this is fantastic. This is going to be a great way to keep those medevacs back. He knows that Maru likes to bring a Widow Mine, which Maru did. Now he's got detection sitting around as well. Like, this is going to be defended way better than what Su did. It's a better map to defend it anyways.
Okay, here we go. Going to drop right up over here. and he's already totally in position. And Maru bounces off that like a pinball.
He's even getting the creep spread in between all the bases. So, like, Ragnarok is playing just a great, great game.
Look at this. He's actually hitting that Widow Mine. Does manage to unbro that and get back. Terran going to loop around to the left side here. Now, this is really not going to be any surprise. Ragnarok can basically trace the footsteps of the medevac as it does move around. Although, as I say that, he actually was out of position over here.
And does lose a couple drones right there. Not too big a deal.
No, it's
only
fine.
2 drones dead. You know, obviously Sue lost like 12 very quickly, and that hasn't happened here yet. That back base, though, doesn't have a whole lot waiting.
Does he actually? No, he does not get that medevac. Excuse me, the Widow Mine.
And he does have a Ravager coming. He might want to try to Corrosive Violet. Yeah, he does. Okay, loses a few lings. Not the biggest deal in the whole world. Drops on top of this Spore. This Spore actually doing some great work against that medevac.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to pick up a lot of these Marines if he's not careful over here. Takes out the Widow Mine again. I mean, really, I got to commend Ragnarok here. He's got stellar defense. And let's keep in mind, guys, you know, even though most of the time we see Terrans not do a stellar job of dropping and killing everything, Maru's one of those guys who's actually had games where he just drops everywhere at the very start and does so much damage the game just ends right there. So he's really holding his own here.
He's doing more than even holding his own. I think he's right as of this moment outplaying Maru a bit. Like, he even got the very quick evolution chamber that we've seen, like Losira and maybe a couple other Zergs mixing in here. Like, his upgrade is very fast. He's already got the +1 carapace, so he's not going to be that far behind on upgrades like we sometimes see when this happens. But, like, everything's looking really strong. He's getting great scouts off. He's got a strong army. He's got a strong economy.
And now Maru's going to take his third. I don't think there's really anything that Zerg can do to contest this either. Zerg is just continuing to build up drones. Going to be passing 60 drones in just a little bit here. And probably taking a 4th base himself to try to match the 3rd base that Maru's just taken, because Zerg, obviously, they always want to be ahead in expansions.
Now, can he hold that? That's the real question. Ooh, that's a great move.
Okay, now here's the drop harass that Maru needed to do earlier on. Even gets an Overlord there, not a single Marine casualty. Wow. And he's probably going to press the creep once again up here.
That's really annoying to lose 2 queens. Those were, like, meant for spreading that creep, but Ragnarok walks up to engage, doesn't really have enough. Maru just pushing.
You notice Maru almost always targets a specific roach. Other players will just A-move this, but not Maru. He actually targets that down, and that allows him to shave off a good number of roaches. And, you know, if Zergs are not careful and they're not used to this style of play, they'll just end up losing bits of their army and ultimately losing it with a big push later on. So
he whittles them down over time for sure. He's very precise about that, and he's continuing to keep that pressure on. He's keeping Ragnarok back this whole time. Ragnarok opened with a perfect defense, but at this point, like, the damage is starting to come slowly but surely to Maru.
Okay, Maru is beginning to push now. Now, the 4th base that Zerg did take is a little bit harder for Terran to hold. And actually get in there, unless he can go around the top when the Zerg doesn't see it. That's the one thing Zergs have to be really careful about, and they should always have an Overlord or 2 up there to try to spot. It looks like Ragnarok peeked to see if it was up there. Okay, no, he knows.
Okay, this is a really big moment. He's about to, by the way, Ragnarok is about to have 1 upgrade advantage, which is a pretty big deal. But these siege tanks in a fantastic spot. Oh my God, 3 Ravagers gonna go down.
Yeah, I mean, pretty ballsy there by Ragnarok to actually morph that in that location. Now, Maru's gonna push again. We saw him do this against Sue. Let's see if Ragnarok can hold it like Sue did.
Yeah, this is very, very tough. He has some infestors, so it's a little bit different than how Sue is playing it. We'll see if that pays off for him, but Maru with another drop here into the main base. Some units have to be sent up, but we're watching Ragnarok right now, still sitting here on these 3 bases.
Oh, wait. Did we miss something huge?
I think
oh, no, never mind. There it is. There it is.
Corrosive or something, but okay, well, that Spore doing a great job taking out, in fact, both the medevacs look like they might go down.
Yeah, he's going to say it looks like just out of that. Nope, it does go down.
Queen range.
Yeah, queen range pretty good. Ooh. Now the problem, if you look at the supplies here, Terran has actually lost a good amount. And that means that Zerg is going to be maxed out and might be able, I add here, be able to actually do a counter and hit the Terran's 3rd, especially if Terran keeps pushing and essentially overextending.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, he's going to have a very strong army. He is going up to Ultralisk, so with the Ultralisk tech on the way, you can kind of be even bases against Terran in certain ways. We've seen some players like Dark pull that off, but it gets pretty tricky against someone as good as Maru. I love this, by the way. Once again, using those drop overlords with queens for spreading creep. And in a great location, too.
Okay, he's beginning to drive back the medevacs. You know, one other issue, though, is that Zerg needs to be mining from a 4th base like a long time ago.